Hey, Field Nation. Hey. All right. So, what I wanted to talk about briefly is identity. It may not be brief. I don't know. Um, I feel like identity is just so abstract. It's so abstract. I wouldn't even know where to start to talk about it, to be honest. But what I do want to say that identity is something that we need to find, just like purpose. It's like this whole abstract thing that's unique to us as individuals. What I will say for me, when I see identity, I see this is who I am right now. And what is that made up of? My experiences, my beliefs, my goals, and my preferences. And I say that because it's how I see myself in my relationships. So, who I am, my identity is who I am based on one, based on two, my beliefs, based on three, my goals, based on four, my preferences. It took me a while to form, my identity. And I will say that right now I'm in my 30s and I feel like I am mostly formed in who I am. And I mean, not much is going to change with age, except maybe I'm going to probably be softer and more kinder than I already am, because I know when people get older, they just get tired and they're just either really grumpy or like really nice. Um, so I hope I'm one of those. Um, what I will say though is knowing who you are is so important to how you move in life. If you see yourself as a hero, you're going to have a different story than if you see yourself as a villain, you know? I remember there was a certain point in my last relationship where my girlfriend, I kept telling my girlfriend this. I feel like the bad guy. Kept telling her like I feel like the bad guy. I can't get anything right. Get it right. And I'll tell you, at the end of that relationship, I gave up because I was just like, I can't get anything right. I'm always wrong. I feel like I'm being attacked. I feel like, and these aren't real. These are just perceptions from my experiences and the decisions I'm making and who I wanted to, the bad guy. Before I met my girlfriend that time, I was dating multiple women. I saw myself as like like a little playboy, a little, not a player, but I saw myself as like a playboy. Like I saw myself as someone who was well sought after. So, so that was part of the narrative in my head and how I saw myself. So I was a bad boy. That's how I saw myself before I met her. And then who did the bad boy turn into when I was scared to change in that relationship? When I wanted to hold on to my stuff, my preferences, my beliefs. Over time in a relationship, you kind of have to start molding together because you're together a lot. You're going to either together in your love and the experiences you're creating together, or the future family or marriage, you're together. And a part of me wanted to still be apart, not change. So I stayed, went from the bad boy to the bad guy to the I can't get it right to the bye bye, goodbye. And I won't say that wasn't who I am. That's not really who I am. But at this time, I identified as that, as the bad boy. That identity and how I identified dictated the rest of my relationship. I mean, that's crazy, right? What I will say is that you have this blank slate right here. This blank slate to form beliefs about yourself, to live your life with your experiences in the decisions you're making, and to choose who you're going to be and to choose how you see yourself. And deep, deep down, sometimes meditation helps to see who you truly are. Like, we're perfect. There's nothing wrong with us. We're good. We're amazing. And that amazingness is in you. And I see it when I meditate. Um, I encourage you to meditate. But I say this to say that our identity is based on who we believe ourselves to be. And from there, we're able to create the rest of our life in our movie. Our main character era is created from how you identify. And it's not always necessarily your sexuality, it's like how you identify. Know who you are. Try to figure that out. Okay? Identity is so important to your whole life. And be the hero in your life, be the hero, or you could be the bad guy. But I encourage you to be somebody that you're going to be proud of and your higher power is going to be proud of, and somebody that your little version of you would love. Maybe that version of little you would have wanted to become. Okay? So that's identity.